Hello, welcome home everybody. I am Schmitty300, I'm playing Legend of Zelda, and because I didn't get to a screen that was perfectly safe, I got hit by Zora a couple times, and now I'm going to pay him back. Okay, we are set up pretty good, so we're going to hit up Dungeon 2, and I will get to one of my favorite strategies that I talked about in... Oops. Is this the right way? I can never remember what Dungeon 2 is. Thinking. I get to one of my favorite strategies from this game that I would never claim to have discovered myself, but I thought there was a secret there. Okay, now we're approaching level 2. It's just up and to the right a couple screens. There's probably a secret here somewhere too, but I don't remember. No, didn't think so. And it involves the boss of this level, and this boss of level 2 becomes a reoccurring enemy in this game. So being able to easily remove him from play without using the traditional methods is very handy. Okie dokie. So level 1, each level usually has its own main enemy. Level 1 was the Stalfos, the skeletons. Level 2 are the ropes, also known as to humans as snakes. Snakes are excellent sources of money if you're ever in dire need. I don't think I need to even go to the right, so I'm not gonna. Save my keys just in case. So as you can see, the white sword does quite a lot more damage, in fact twice as much as the wooden sword. Thank you, fellas. Yeah, because this dungeon consists mainly of 2 columns of rooms. We'll get the map, I think. We may even not get the map. But the left column of the dungeon has doors all the way up and down. The right column of the dungeon does not, but just about, if not in fact all of them, just about all of them can be bombed. There's our new weapon, the magical boomerang. So we'll just bomb here because we can. Dang, I wish I had the. We'll almost definitely get the magical shield after this. Here's the map. There you go. So it's kind of a moon, crescent moon. And yeah, the right column itself, you can bomb just about every single. And there's the compass. So the compass, for those that do not know, the compass shows you where the piece of the Triforce is located. For longer than I care to admit, I myself and probably some of my friends all thought that's where the boss was, where in fact the boss is actually located in a room adjacent to the Triforce. So the boss of this level will be located in the room to the right of that blinking room. This is not the boss, nor is he difficult. Keys are good. Bombs are good. Dang it, the damage is not. Sure. So the key, and I remember the long-winded explanation I had for this strategy before, and I'll try and keep it a little more succinct, but I probably won't either. So the strategy for beating this boss is important to note the grid formation on the ground here. So many enemies in this game are limited, and maybe all of them are limited to movement only between the sides of the squares on the floor. Link can go anywhere. He can walk along the lines, he can walk on the squares, etc. It's important to note that because the floor on the boss's room will be kind of sand covered. His name is Dodongo, and he dislikes smoke. Thanks for the hint. But using this strategy to defeat Dodongo easily needs the knowledge of these these kind of cracks, these dividers in the floor, the seams, whatever you want to call them. More ropes, more money piece. I need $90 for the shield. I can't believe I forgot the third reason if I wanted to do this series was because I wanted to finish it. That's such a prime reason. I can't believe I forgot. You can hear Dodongo in the background. Sneeze coming. Pardon me. Okay, so like I said, note the grid on the ground. Here is Dodongo. He is a Triceratops. So normally, defeating Dodongo requires 2 bombs. You place 1 bomb in his mouth, it explodes and hurts his throat or insides. Then you place a second bomb, he swallows it, it explodes, he dies. And hardly ever drops anything. This method takes only 1 bomb, and he's almost guaranteed, in my personal experience, to drop more bombs for you. The reason why that's a big deal is there are at least a couple of rooms in dungeons in the future that are going to have 3 Dodongos in the room, and you must defeat all of them to advance through the door, like this one, which is closed until you defeat all the enemies in the room. Having a maximum of 8 bombs at that point leaves you very little room for error. So you use this classic little trick and make your life a lot easier. So you can see Dodongo is kind of limited to where he can walk. I can promise you he's limited to walk on just those squares on the floor. What you need to do is you need to place a bomb on what would be the seam, kind of just below or just above his mouth, and he stops and you stab him instead. 1 bomb, 1 shot, fight's over. So when you fight those three Dodongos in the future dungeons, let's get a Triforce, if you do it the classic way, you'll walk out of that room with 2 bombs and a little bit of frustration. You do it that way, you walk out of that room almost guaranteed to have full bombs, and it's a whole lot easier and less stressful, and yeah, good times are good. Alright, we got a little time left in the episode. Let's try and get some more money. I know a couple more secrets to give us a little lump sum. We'll call it a loan, but we're not going to pay it back. You know that. Yeah, the Zelda series is easily by far one of my favorite series of all time. I give I don't want to call it credit, but I had a Wii, Nintendo Wii, when shortly after it came out. I bought one, but I was never convinced it was high quality as far as motion detection and sensitivity, like as far as, you know, using your sword, using the Wiimote to swipe your sword and that kind of stuff. So I never actually played Twilight Princess or what's the other one called? Skyward Sword. I never played those 2, and being such fans of the Game Grumps as I am, I've already gotten this one. Aaron Hansen hates those games too, and so the combination of the 2, also not being in a very strong financial position in my early 20s when the Wii came out, I just never bought them, never got into them, never gave them a try, and then finding the Game Grumps years later, I just never... So I never played them at all. So that's a gap in my Zelda fandom. I did play Ocarina of Time. Never played Majora's Mask, as this is an unpopular opinion, but Ocarina of Time I did not think was that great. I know it was revolutionary, but I didn't think it was that great. Watching Aaron Hansen's sequelitis explaining why he doesn't think it's very great either kind of cemented it for me. Sorry, I'm kind of wandering now while I'm telling this story. So I never played Majora's Mask after. I just never owned Majora's Mask. Did I even own a 64? I never owned a 64 during the hype. I got my hands on a PlayStation 1 at the time. Plenty of my friends had 64s. So that's another reason why I never played Majora's Mask. I never actually owned it. So we do need some more money. I'm trying to think of... Oh yeah, this spot over here. So Zeldas 1, 2, and 3 are just, in my opinion, masterpieces. I know Zelda 2 is kind of the black sheep, and many people will list that one as their least favorite Zelda game. But it's one of my favorites. And then the two titles for the Nintendo Switch, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, are just masterpieces. They are... I've seen a few people... Actually, I saw a comment yesterday on a forum that was like, you know, oh, you mean the Breath of the Wild where there's like a lame story and nothing interesting to explore and puzzles that take 5 seconds to solve? It's like, well, if that's your takeaway, man, then I just feel sorry for you. I think they're brilliant. I think what I've seen as far as footage from Twilight Princess and the other Zelda games that are very, very hand-holdy, very uninteresting, non-innovative kind of thing, except for the motion, and then like there's bomb bowling, which I think is junk. They're just amazing titles. So the first three and the last two are kind of my favorites. Never played any of the Game Boy ones, unfortunately. Not opposed to them, but never got into them. But yeah, okay, so stories aside, we have a white sword with a blue handle, we have a blue outfit, we have a lovely new magical shield, which I just purchased, and we are set for Dungeon 3. And now that we're on a safe screen this time, I will call the episode here. And thank you so much for joining me. Hope you are enjoying the new re-content. And as always, be kind, be strong, and be awesome. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care.